just opinions, so don't take it personally. Just because we don't like it, you can still be happy. Enjoy what you like, you're an adult. Yeah. BWN Productions, mask plus props and costume work. If you want a monster name, contact BWN Productions. Fast custom shirts, hundreds of t-shirts, all at reasonable prices. If you need custom work, contact Fast Custom Shirts. Grab a cold one and get ready for the show. It's intended for mature audiences because we kid and joke. Boy God is here and so is Tom and Joe.
Almost forgot to unmute my microphone there, Joe. Almost. Oh, well, Joe's gone, but welcome everybody. He will be back shortly, I'm sure. Hope I gotta add him. I thought he'd be able to pop right back on, but that's all right. I told you he's right back there.
Yeah, so they strategically put this leave button right in the corner to where if I'm manipulating the camera or the view, then I hit that shit. You know, whatever. But anyway, Tom, it's been a little while since we've had this show on a regular Tuesday.
Yeah, it has, hasn't it?
Yeah, in fact, I was supposed to be at Tuesday Night Trash tonight, but it's a little cold. I don't like the cold, you know, and that old theater is not very well insulated, so, you know, didn't want
to you get any snow or ice or anything?
No, not yet. We're supposed to on Thursday, so I've been busting ass trying to get as much done as the shop in case I'm not able to drive there on Thursday.
Right on.
You know, how about you guys?
No, it rained and then we had a freeze, but it wasn't like freezing temperatures enough for shit to drive because I woke up to take Lori to work so she wouldn't have to drive through all that because I'm a gentleman, you see.
That's nice of you, man.
But yeah, it was fine. Just cold, which is fine because it's fucking January, so it should be.
Yeah, I suppose. All right. I got my computer as updated as it can get, so now I can have it on here. And if there is anybody in the chat, I'll be able to see them, I think.
Yeah, it would have been sweet if this thing came with like a co-pilot seat like the other one we had used, so you can fuck with shit and put shit up, but it is what it is. What was it? Yeah, 2024 was the last one of these we did. So anything for New Year's, or was it just same old shit?
It was the same old shit, you know. It's never really go out on New Year's. I never really have. It's not my, you know, it's, you know, I always call it amateur night. You know, there's a lot of people out there driving that really shouldn't be, you know, which it's easy to get an Uber now. Most people should do that shit, you know. But I don't know. Hope all of you 3 listeners made it safely through the holidays and didn't do any drinking or driving or molesting of children, but we'll get to that later.
I definitely hope you didn't do the latter. What do you think's worse, Joe? I would say the latter.
I would definitely say that is is the worst.
Yeah, I would hope you did that after drinking and driving, so at least you can be like, oh, he was drunk, but still, you're probably a big not probably, you are a big fucking piece of shit. So,
oh, there's the chat. Okay, all right. I'm figuring this thing out. I guess since I updated shit, the layout, some things are a bit different. I don't know. They shouldn't be, right? A website should look the same on your fucking computer no matter what.
Yeah, but I mean, it's different from on like the mobile version and the desktop version or whatever the fuck they call it.
Yeah. Um, yeah. What did you guys do? Anything? Get together and have a whole shit fest, or did you think about old acquaintance so they wouldn't be forgot?
I did not. Wait, yeah, usually Katie and Ty come over here, but since Ty's legs all fucked up, we went over there, stayed there for a little bit, and got back here for Lori to get off work. And I mean, I don't drink on New Year's. I don't know why. I think it's gonna prove something to myself or something. I don't know. Like I haven't drank fucking this year yet. I'm just like, yeah, I mean, see if you can do it. I guess do what? I don't know. Prove you're not an alcoholic. Tee.
Yeah. Well, I'd slowed down a lot right now, but just because I'm doing so much, I got a lot of shit to. Not because I resolved to do more in 2025. It's just like fuck. There's a lot to get done, and that's even in the evening. I'm coming here and doing shit that I really don't want to fuck up or fuck off on. If I start drinking a beer, then I will. But tonight's different because we're on the show. I got to loosen up. You got to get in character, as they say.
Oh shit! All right, Joe's faking the funk apparently. God damn. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's good that we both have stuff that we gotta do right now because usually it's like, oh god.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, plus I got this trans world shit coming up, and it's just making stuff for that, and hopefully something will happen. But this year, I'm kind of just going into it. I'll have what I have, just kind of to make a presence. If you like this shit, here's a fucking flyer. Remember the fucking name and shit, and it is what it is. So
Yeah.
I don't know. You never know anything, and we'll see, Joe. We'll see.
Exactly. Shit, where did I put my notes? There they are. Let's see. Ask Tom how his New Year went. Check.
Well, you didn't ask me how my New Year went. You asked if I did anything on New Year's Eve.
It amounts to the same thing, Since then, I'm figuring you've been all right, right?
I mean, I guess just the normal shit, thinking about how fast time goes by and like that kind of thing you do at the beginning of the year. But we don't need to talk about that shit. Just everybody everybody goes through it and it'll pass. So
Yeah. And I just, yeah, getting older and everything. And I just think, fuck, I look a lot better than the people I went to school with. That's for sure. Fuck all of y'all.
But that's only because your school caught on fire and you were the only one not to show up today. So they're all a bunch of burn victim looking fucks.
Yeah. And that's another thing. I'm outliving a whole bunch of them too. So.
Yeah, that sucks. It's the cliche. The older you get, the more people around you fucking die. But
it's true. Yeah.
It's mathematics, you see.
Mm-hmm. It's Feldstein's law of longevity, I think it's what it's called.
Well, Joe, enough of this bullshit.
All right,
Let's
good.
get into some movies that nobody gives a fuck about.
You watched a lot of them, that's for sure.
I watched a few. So let's start out with the third movie in Shout Factory's Stephen Chow collection, the hit series of videos no one cares about. Joe, I wish I would have just saved them all for one video, but I've had a break and I would have forgot some stuff, and now I got to take the time to edit this out. Because otherwise there'll be a gap. This one guy will watch it and be like, "Oh, there's a second. Where's the other parts?" And then he fucking offs himself, and it'll not good, Joe. But the hit motion picture, The Mad Monk. Have you heard of it?
I have.
It's about a fellow named Chip. Can you believe it? A Chinese man named Chip.
It's a very common name in Manchuria.
The great state of Manchuria. All right. So this one is you know, I'm sure something's lost in translation. Let's say Stephen Chow plays kinda like a mischievous angel, and he's sent to Earth by Shiva, not the, Mortal Kombat character, but, the deity, I guess you would
The many
call her.
blue lady.
That's right, she just needs to cheer up, it'll get better, come on. So, or it's 2024 and she blue lady. Anyways, Joe, he gets sent to Earth to change the ways of three people: a hobo, a whore, as they call her, and a villain. So, he's sent down there. His angel buddy sent down there to help him. It's all right. This there's a weird, like, fantasy element to it when they're in Chinese heaven or whatever they call it. I don't know, the calculator store, but there's, like, a dreamlike quality to everything, and I mean, that looks kinda cool, but the movie's a bit of a mess. It's all over the place. There's some kinda cool stylistic kung fu shit and stuff like that. It's kinda kinda funny, I guess, but it's okay. It's a movie on a, a box set 4 movie collection. You kinda know what's happening with that. I just hope this last one is, solid. It looks the most interesting, and, I was surprised how much I liked Officer Look Out or Ouch, Officer, My Foot, whatever the fuck the first one was called, but, we'll wrap this up next week, and, shit, dude. I ordered the fucking Chinese Odyssey set, like, I pre-ordered that shit, and then I still have, I don't know, the, 2 fucking there's still more Stephen Chow to come that no one will care about, but at least I won't have to clip those videos.
Well, Tom, I'm also delving back into a box set after our holiday hiatus, and it is the Cardona Collection, Vol 2. And I am on the movie SOS, Conspiracion Bikini. Have you ever heard of SOS, Conspiracion Bikini?
I have. I asked you earlier today what you watched, and that was one of them.
Yeah, so this is like one of those fucking James Bond movies, but not like a it's more like In Like Flint. You ever seen those movies with James Coburn?
No, the name sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think he made 2 of those. They're more playful, a playful spy thing, with like a bunch of gadgets. Say like Get Smart. You familiar with that?
Again, I've heard of it. Didn't they remake that? Like, I don't want to say a few years ago, but a more modern take on it?
Well, there was a TV show, and then they made a movie, and I don't know who the fuck was in the movie. I think it Matthew Broderick, but that might have been Inspector Gadget.
Some dickhead of the time, I'm
Right.
sure, starred in it and did well,
Yeah.
extremely well.
Steve Carell, I want to say, because he seems like that kind of prick that would be in this movie. Well, anyway, this is like that. You got this guy that's he's a super spy, he's suave and shit. It's always after the ladies, and that's his downfall, Tom. Is he's always after the ladies, the one he should be paying attention to. Well, he's turning around and looking at these other girls because they're in bikinis, you see. There's the secret organization, a criminal organization, like all these movies have, and that's what the SOS is. The Secret Organization Service is what they're fucking called, and Well, they just haven't been causing enough terror in the world, Tom. So they decide to have a secret meeting, but they need a front for that. They can't just get together, you know. So they decide, well, let's disguise it with a bikini fashion show at this hotel, you know, and nobody will know that it's us there gathering to make plans for terror. Well, this guy, he's fucking smart and he's already onto him, you know, and he's got this lady agent helping him to, uh, you know, she's just there to get captured and shit, you know, to be the damsel in distress and stuff. And I don't know, they got like phones that turn into like, not phones, they didn't have phones, but like little cameras that'll turn into guns like Transformers. You know how shitty those things looked when they transformed into anything? You know, it's like, okay, it kind of looks like a gun, but it doesn't even look like a fucking robot. Yeah, those things sucked. But yeah, there's this guy that has a book, and every time he closes the book, it'll shoot a fucking bullet. Uh, Shit like that. It's silly, it's goofy, but it knows it is. It's, you know, not taking itself serious. Uh, I gotta admit, I started to enjoy it somewhere towards, you know, 3/4 of the movie. It's like there's this music number. They play some weird jazz shit, you know, like it's supposed to be upbeat and stuff, and it's really annoying. But then it's like some song you hear on the radio over and over, you know, you fucking find yourself tapping your foot, and it's like, fuck, what am I doing? So that shit happened to me. Um, it's got a cute little charm to it, Tom. You know, I liked it a lot more than I should. You know, maybe I don't know. Maybe I was coming off of a high of the holidays and just feeling good. But now I'm feeling that good. I don't know. There's only one more movie in this set, and yeah, this set hasn't been the best.
I can't believe that. Well, who's this set from?
Rene Cordona.
And who put it out?
Old fucking Vinegar Syndrome. Old piss legs themselves.
And you're saying it's not that good?
No, it's not that good. It's very quick. I know this guy made better movies. Beak sucks. Under Siege wasn't bad. That was an okay, like, fucking heist, fucking bad guys thing, if it ran a little long. But yeah, this SOS Conspiracion Bikini, so they don't show a poster of it or anything. Is there... Yeah, nothing on this cover has to do it. Maybe the helicopter. They do fly a helicopter. There's a helicopter chasing a boat chase, you know, that goes on for a goddamn long time. Yeah, and all the fights are like the judo chops that nobody ever uses in real life, or somebody swings both their arms to hit somebody like that.
I was thinking about that shit the other day. I'm like, no, dude, just hit him with one hand hard.
Yeah, jab or something. Yes, but it's a bunch of silliness.
Yeah, fucking this week I don't want to say a lot, but I seen a few posts of people starting to turn on old Vinegar Syndrome. So they have the sale going on now, and they haven't even finished shipping the shit from their Black Friday sale in November. And what if you bought one of these things that's on sale now for like $75 and you're still waiting on the version you fucking, you know, got it 50% off, you know, now it's 75% off. That sucks.
Haven't got it yet. I say cancel your order and reorder that shit or something.
Yeah, I seen somebody, they posted, said, oh yeah, I called them, sent them a message, said I wanted to cancel my order. They hit me back 3 days later, said sorry, just saw it now, it's shipped.
Yeah.
Oh shit. But yeah, I didn't buy anything this go around. Their recent practices kind of soured me.
They you know, they got shit they're trying to get rid. But is this sale that they're doing now for everybody? I saw it was like a super subscriber, you know, lifetime, you know.
This is some bullshit they've been doing. I think this is their third year. Like, I guess it's more lucrative for them or easier. I don't know, to just do a subscriber thing.
Hmm.
I think they have one at the beginning of the year and the one at the middle of the year. But it's like, hey, this is your week to subscribe, and every day we'll release a new movie that you'll get in 2 months, and all the shit that's not selling, we'll discount it, and it'll be new discs each day. So get them, you pigs. Yeah, I didn't. I was just like, nah, I'm good. Fucking, they got the seventh curse on there. And I'm just like, God damn, I do have the Region 2 Blu-ray, but this is a Region 1 Blu-ray, but it's one of their Asian movies. It'll definitely be there at fucking 50% off at their Black Friday sale. So
Yeah, just like, well, I think I got this thing at Frightmare, but yeah, I should have waited. This is one that's I could have got it for 75% off because
that was one that was this week that they had discounted.
Yeah, it's definitely not something that's in demand. I can get any Spanish language film. Just wait.
You want to hear some shit? That one you just got, that new release, that fucking Punks movie or whatever,
Yeah.
That's discounted.
That fucking pricks.
Figures, right? Yep, fucking Redneck Zombies, that not great release. That was discounted. We'll get to Cannibal the Musical. I got that one at the same time that I got Congo. And there's a reason I haven't talked about that, because I got the old mates version coming in from Grindhouse Video too. So I'll go through those and we'll compare and contrast, but that Vinegar Syndrome version, spoiler alert, very mid. So, yeah. It's this is the craziest shit, Joe. The footage they have of the movie that they show like in the documentary special features looks better than the fucking movie.
Wow.
There's 2 different versions on the discs. It's crazy. I'm not one of these jagoffs that's, well, let me recalibrate my TV for this. When we talk about it, I'll just tell you straight up which one's better. But I think the Vinegar Syndrome one sold out. Hamilton Books just got some, and they did their new ones. But I would assume this is going in the for sale box.
Yeah. Yeah, just for anybody that doesn't usually listen to this show, we're not collectors. It's just like we'll watch something. If we like it, like really like it, we'll keep it because we intend to rewatch it or whatever. The monetary value I could give a fuck about. But yeah, if we don't like it, you go to conventions all the time and we'll just have a box there of shit that and maybe I did like it, but am I ever gonna watch it again? No. So fuck it. It's going to somebody else that hopefully they'll enjoy it.
Yeah, we are. We're not part of the cardboard collective around these parts whatsoever. So, speaking of which, Joe, I watched the hit trilogy, The Street Fighter. Have you heard of them?
I have.
There's 3 of these, and I'm going to talk about them all at once because they're pretty much all the same, Joe. So New Line, they were looking for cheap movies. China had some cheap movies, so they picked up these fucking Street Fighter things because they're kind of wild. Threw some music on it and had themselves a new action star in Sonny Chiba. So Sonny Chiba plays a mercenary. He's usually hired by the Yakuza, as they say.
What's his name in these movies?
Terry Shiguri,
But
Shishimi.
just call him Terry all the time.
Terry some shit. And I did watch the English dubs because I'm an American, you see, and I wanted to watch a movie and not read a book.
Well, it used to be that's the only way you could see these.
Well, the default, the first 2 movies, it'll default to the English dub. This third movie, it defaults to the Japanese dub, I'm pretty sure. Or there's two cuts on there. The Japanese cut, I don't think the Japanese cut has the English, and I definitely want whatever Joe. I guess it matters to somebody, but there's two versions of the third movie. I watched the English cut. It was like 4 minutes shorter. Maybe it cut out some gore or something. I don't know, because that one felt the tamest, but there still was a lot of blood. So, anyways, fucking old Terry, he's pretty much just karate man. And he goes around karate manning motherfuckers. And there's a lot of blood. It's violent. Like a guy gets his fucking cock ripped off. Old Terry just rips his cock off and goes, and shit like that. And like the big effect from the first one is fucking Terry punches a guy and you see like an x-ray of the guy's skull and it kind of crumples up a little bit. But being a modern movie watcher and doing what I do, you just punched a foam skull. So I'm just like, oh, I'm sure that was awesome and shit, back in the day when people first saw it, and I appreciate what they did and all that, but they just punched a fucking polyfoam skull.
I don't think it was the effect that people think is cool, because I still think that's cool. I think it's just like the novelty of, oh shit, they went to X-ray, so that's pretty cool. Nobody had done that before, I don't think.
For sure. No, I understand it and appreciate it for that. But, just looking at it for what it actually is, I laughed, and probably wasn't the intent. Probably wasn't the intent of a lot of this, because this motherfucker comes off like Chinese Dolomite at times with his fucking goofy kung fu and his faces and shit.
Yeah, he's very angry, this Terry.
They call him Angry Terry.
And the pirates.
Fuck. Rest in empowerment. Redbeard gone too soon. On the second one, he punches a guy's fucking eyeballs out of his head. And the second one's good. The second one has a goofier tone, and shit happens in the second one where it's just like, man, fuck you. This clearly happened in the last one, but you son of a bitch. But I like the second one the most. The third one's okay. It doesn't have like that standout kill that the other ones did, but maybe it's in the Japanese cut. This fucking, like, the old little Terry's origin story. His dad's getting taken away in an internment camp or some shit, and then there's this like little 3-year-old not good actor, and he's just, his face is all weird and the dubbing sucks, and I laughed every time they showed it in all 3 of these movies. You let go of my daddy! And shit, dude, and I was fucking rolling. So every time that came up, I was like, ha ha! For reasons. But yeah, they're not the best. I can understand why people who saw them when they were younger are like, oh yeah, these movies are fucking dope. But like, besides Mortal Kombat, the first like Hong Kong kung fu movie I seen was fucking The Story of Ricky. So that sets the bar pretty fucking high for wild shit. While this does have it, it's no Story of Ricky. This is more like trying to make a exploitation movie out of a kung fu movie, I guess. And it has shit in it, and they're worth checking out. But
yeah, I mean, like, I saw these, when I was younger, a teenager, whatever, and I liked them. I haven't seen these again in like maybe 15, 20 years, but when I rewatched them as a younger adult, I still like them. And yeah, if you're making that comparison to shit that came afterwards, I don't know, this shit was cool when it came out. I mean, this was, because it was doing something different. It wasn't just like a tournament film. He wasn't a straight up good guy. He's kind of a fucking idiot, especially in the first movie. He gets his ass kicked a lot in the first movie, right? Or thrown off a cliff.
They all kind of blend together, but for the most part, he's just kind of fucking Terry badass. His like karate instructor, friend of his dad, fucks him up for a second because he's trying to spar with him or whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean, he takes some punches and shit, but you know, he's fucking Terry action hero. So
Yeah. And then I remember some shit with like, I don't know if it was him that goes to kill a guy that's on death row so the guy can get out so he can fight that guy later or something.
yeah, that's the second one. A guy's on death row. His family pays old Terry to get him out of death row. So Terry does like his little knuckle thing to the back of the guy's neck, just like, hey, this is gonna make you pass out and shit. Walk slow, and then they'll take you to the hospital, and they end up fucking breaking the guy out of the ambulance. But like his son and daughter, they say, "Oh, Terry, we don't have the money to pay you." So they fucking fight in his fucking house, and the fucking son jumps out a goddamn window. He does like a flying kick or some shit. And I've grown to love fucking idiots unhappily going out of windows. So like the daughter tells the guy their dad who they broke out of jail, oh, fucking old Terry killed him. So now the dad wants to avenge, but really it's just like, hey, you fucks, you didn't fucking pay up, and this guy fucking attacked me and jumped out a window. But they're good and worth checking out. I understand why, like you're saying, like, oh, these are great and all that. They're good. I'm gonna keep them in the collection and shit. There's definitely some fun karate and there's gore shit, and this definitely inspired Kill Bill, at least the second one, at least.
Well, at least you stopped at these and you didn't go on to the sister Street fight. I remember those two movies not even making any fucking sense, you know, and
A lot of people have been telling me to check them out, but yeah, I don't know. I think these would be like the top ones, and if I didn't say, "Oh, fucking great," then why watch the lesser ones?
yeah, they are lesser. They're quite lesser, man.
Gotcha. I do have old what's not Wolf Cop, that shit was garbage, but Wolf Guy on the old queue, so
Well, I got an invitation to a sneak preview next Tuesday of
oh fucking hell.
Wolf Man. I don't know if I'm gonna go. You know, it's
Go. You should go, Joe. You should go.
gonna be dependent on weather. We'll
Yeah, yeah, I'm probably gonna go see it, but yeah, that design's wild.
It has that skinny white girl that I don't like at all.
Oh, I remembered what she was from. We talked about this before. We Are What We Are. That remake of that Spanish movie. She was one of the children in it.
And Sin City,
She was in Sin City?
the other Sin City, not
The
the real.
second one?
She was the cocktail waitress
Hmm.
that takes the gambler guy.
Is she? Huh. Yeah, I don't remember that. Whatever. All right. Unforgettable, or no, forgettable she is, I guess.
Yeah, I wish Hollywood would forget all of it too. Hey Tom, you go on vacation a lot, you know, and you like vacation in scenic areas, you know, like a lake or somewhere, right?
I would say more of a canyon.
A canyon. Okay. Well, I have a movie called Siren. I don't know what year this is. This is a lower budget movie, and it's about a guy. He's a mute, Tom. He's a deaf mute, so he doesn't have any lines. And he's a Christian guy, and he's kind of like losing his faith, you know. And he's going on a vacation, just kind of like to get his mute head together, you know, and figure out, you know, what's what, you know. And well, it's a lake house, you know. It's just a small little house, got a little pier. And just looking out at the lake, sees this girl swimming by all the time. Well, the story shifts to this other guy. This guy's you can tell he's not all there. Well, turns out something happened with this guy. His husband was murdered, Tom, by some kind of creature.
Wait. Can you say that last sentence again?
Creature.
No. The last sentence.
Turns out his husband
Oh, okay.
was murdered by some sort of creature out on this lake, and he's just, obsessed now with finding this creature and getting back some payback. That's a big payback.
Damn. He was out looking for fish sticks.
Yeah. Well, the mute guy, meets this girl. He decides, hey, well, let me go rowboating or whatever, and talks to this girl for a while, and they start to kind of get close, and he's afraid of the water. She says, I'll teach you to swim. He's hanging out with her more and more, but she never wants to get out of the water, Tom.
Oh.
Out of the water, as long as she has a toe dipped in or something, it's fine. Goddamn, Tom. I don't want to spoil this here, but wouldn't you know it? She's the creature. The creature from the lake.
What? Wait. You're telling me that she is a siren?
Siren, yes. And we know this because when she's in siren mode, her eyes are all black, Tom. All black.
Fuck. And that's the extent of the creature effects?
Yeah, that's the extent.
Terrific. They don't even have a fish fin or anything.
No fish. Sometimes her nails are manicured where they look a little bit sharp.
Well, that's just the style of the day.
Yeah. It wasn't bad, It's for a low budget thing. It it had moments where it looked good. It starts out like really art house, and it's like, oh fuck, what did I put on to watch? And why was this even on my save list to watch later? But midway through, it does away with all that shit and just tells you a straightforward story, and it gets a lot better. The performances are okay, for low budget, it's all right. I think these guys, whoever made this shit, maybe they'll do better next time.
And I'm assuming you're saying it's okay because there's nudity in it?
No, there's no nudity in it whatsoever. It's like, yeah, that was really weird. Now that you bring that up, like she'll be swimming around, by herself or whatever, and she's got like a fucking shirt on or whatever. What kind of siren is this? These modern day sirens, man, they fucking suck. You take it off, it's just gonna like slow down your I don't know, what do you call it when you
momentum,
viscosity, one of those words.
I don't think it's viscosity, dog.
Sure Somebody in the chat, all two of you, look that up. Viscosity. I don't know. If you're low budget shit, give it a watch. If you're not gonna like it.
Well, I probably should have talked about this before because it would have been a better trend. No, fuck that. I gotta talk about, I don't have to, but I guess I will talk about something I forgot to talk about last week. So that's how you know it's good, Joe. I watched, hey, shut up, you. I watched the hit motion picture, How to Kill Monsters. Have you heard of it?
Mm-mm.
Turns out this movie doesn't really tell you how to kill monsters, and it's not really
2024 film.
It's a hit 2024 film.
Hey, man, I can't believe you forgot to talk about this.
I know, crazy. Yeah, it's not really about how to kill monsters. It's a Lovecraft movie that I'm pretty sure they might have mentioned it, but I'm pretty sure nobody brings up Miskatonic University.
Nobody's wearing a shirt or anything.
I don't think so, but this fucker might have said, "Oh yeah, I got this fucking Cthulhu dagger from somewhere and I got to bring it back." So that son of a bitch might have said it. But a lady's going with her boyfriend on Halloween night to a cabin in the woods, and one of these fuckers has a Cthulhu dagger that'll like summon monsters and do HP Lovecraft shit. And turns out she's gonna be a sacrifice. And then a monster shows up, and everybody but the girl who's gonna be sacrificed dies. But it turns out they opened a gateway, and now monsters and this demon lady, the fucking police station gets transported to the fucking space of HP Lovercraft's fucking Odyssey head shit. And it's all right, you know. I'm not an HP Lovecraft fan, but you know, the monsters were cool. There were a lot of blood. It's a horror comedy, if you will, Joe. It's made by mates and blokes and birds, so you got to deal with accents and shit, but that's all right. It's worth checking out for sure. It's if we were making the top 10 list, it probably would have made that low budget. Everybody always anything with a lot of blood in it. Oh, it's very early Peter Jackson. But I mean, sort of kinda, but not really in the same vein, maybe. I liked it. It was cool, but
You gotta say reminiscent.
yeah, it was a love letter.
Mm.
But yeah, you've seen shit like this before. It was reminiscent of Jack Brooks' Monster Slayer. And I think they made a movie a couple years ago called Book of Monsters. And if not, it felt very similar to that. And I remember that one being okay. I remember watching it and not hating it. But I think in that one they're in a house and maybe tentacles or some shit attack. I don't know. But yeah, this one's worth checking out for sure. I rented it off of Amazon Prime. I'm sure it'll be free somewhere shortly. And if not, they're fucking missing out because I don't know how many people in this day and age are going to spend money on a, not talking shit, but movie of the quality it is. It's good quality. It's just, you know, a low budget goofy monster movie. And nobody really gives a shit about new movies these days because, you know, they're not overpriced, wrapped in cardboard. So
That's true. That's true. You need that cardboard to make that.
yeah, it's weird that it's harder to sell new movies these days. But I guess not, because the only people buying movies are fucking old fruits who have nostalgia for the movies they grew up in or like that ones, I guess. So I guess it's not weird. It's just times are changing. I guess that would be.
Yeah. No, I agree, and that's true of a lot of shit. Like, like comic books. You know, there's not many young people that read comic books, and I guess the only media like that got a resurgence with young people would be records. You know, video games, or is the physical media on video games still like?
I forgot where the fuck I heard it, but the next generation, I forgot if it was I think it was PlayStation, because that's why it would have affected me.
Mm-hmm.
That the next generation of fucking, I guess, PlayStation 6, they're not even gonna have disc drives in it.
Oh, there's not even gonna be a slot, huh? Hey, where do I put this thing?
And everybody's talking about, oh, LG stopped making Blu-ray players, and fucking like Sony and shit, they haven't made new models of Blu-ray players in a while, and 4K didn't take off like people thought. But I mean, I'm not a big fucking 4K guy. It's just another format that can hold more stuff. And
Well, I'll tell you that, if LG and Sony aren't making them anymore, it means because they weren't fucking selling, and they see, they got pretty smart marketing people. They've been around both companies a long fucking time. So, yeah, sorry, folks, that, that's your lifeline to entertainment or whatever, but I don't know. If your DVD player or Blu-ray player still works, hey, what are you complaining about?
yeah, I mean, hang on to it. You're still going to be able to buy them, but like if you notice, probably not, because how many people think about buying new Blu-ray players and shit? They're not as cheap as you think they would be. Like, I don't know, it's 15, probably 15 years ago. DVD players, you can get those everywhere for, I'll get this one for $30. So you figure, I can get a Blu-ray player probably for around $50. Nope. Looking at about 80 for the low end one.
Yeah.
So
check out your pawn shops, check out your thrift stores. And, if that's your deal, pick them up, stock up on a few of them.
and if you're into buying movies and shit at this point, just buy a fucking region free one. Spend like the extra fucking $20-$30 and you can buy whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Whenever I
just throw the casing and shit away. Get little folders, little binders that people DVDs in there.
Yeah, good old CD days.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Joe. You got anything else?
I do, Tom.
All right. Well, how many more do you have?
One.
So hold on, let's sandwich that shit.
Go for it.
Should have talked about I did talk about how to kill monsters. All right, should have transitioned a little earlier before, but who gives a flying fuck, Joe? I watched the hit motion picture Crack House. Have you heard of it?
I have not.
It's pretty good, Joe. With a name like that, how could it not be?
All right.
It stars some people and co-stars Richard Roundtree and Jim Jones. No, it doesn't co-star Jim Jones. It co-stars Jim Brown. Then the Kool-Aid man pops through the wall. Everybody faints. All right, so Crack House is about a very troubled town in a very troubled high school. But in this high school, there's a white blossom little girl, 17-ish, and gosh darn it, she's going to grow up to be a fashion designer and make it out of this fucking cesspool of a town, Joe. God bless it. Her and her reformed fucking what I don't want to say gangster, but gang member boyfriend, they're gonna get out and they're gonna succeed, Joe. Unfortunately, life in the ghetto got him. He got caught up in a drive-by and sent to jail.
Hot up.
She started smoking crack and turned into a crack whore super quick, like real quick. And it's up to Richard Roundtree, not Shaft, to help old whoever, what's his nuts boyfriend, get out of jail and take down the rock house, as they call it in the movie. They never call it a crack house, but that's a better title.
Probably copyright stuff,
But yeah, old Jim the Brown Jones, he plays a villain in this one. You never see him in villain roles, which is crazy. And god damn, is he a badass motherfucker. Oh shit, he's the meanest motherfucker I've seen in a movie in a while. He just slaps this fucking the chick or the dude's girlfriend, who's now a crack whore, all around the fucking room. She's just, it's ridiculous. It's very horrific, and these things happen, but just how it's portrayed with fucking Jim Brown being a villain, it's ridiculous. Like, she's just all fucking cracked out, smoking crack on the bed. It's time for him to get his fuck on. He's like, God damn, bitch, you stink. Oh, you fucking hoes, come in here. You look good. And then you go to shit. Just start smoking crack. And then he fucking drags her into the bathroom and turns the hot water like it's horrible shit, but it's so goddamn ridiculous. Is it, it's funny and it's entertaining, but is it $32.99 plus shipping and taxes funny and entertaining? No, no, no. No, no, no. But yeah, it's a canon movie, so you kind of, know what you're getting out of it, and
Yeah.
there's entertaining stuff, but ridiculous as shit just seeing Jim Brown as a fucking evil, nasty villain. It's crazy. Usually he's trying, save the ghetto. Not in this one. Bitch, you stink. And a guy definitely fucking goes out of a window in this one, too.
Hmm.
Good stuff. Hot stuff. But yeah, the audacity to charge $32.99 plus taxes and shipping is fucked. I don't care how many fucking restoration machines you have to fucking buy. That ain't my problem.
Well, Tom, I watched a film I'd never seen. I just kind of blind by on this one because I liked the cover. Didn't even read what the fuck it was about. And it is the French film Baxter. Look at that cute little guy. Look at him. Yeah, these bull terriers, they're cute as fuck. Old Spuds McKenzie, that Target dog. They're just a cute old breed. Their little dinosaur heads and everything. Yeah. This is Beware the Dog That Thinks. Because we get a voiceover for old Baxter and, what Baxter's thinking a lot of the time. And, Baxter is gifted, a lady gifts Baxter to her mom because her mom lives alone. She kind of worried about her mom, wants her to have a companion, but she also doesn't want to visit her mom all that much. And this is her way. Hey, you got fucking Baxter. What do you need me for? What a goddamn. She's French. This is a French movie, so you can see, the French, they don't care about family at all. It's a proven fact. I learned that from the Jacques Cousteau show. Baxter, he's fucking bored. This lady don't want to do shit. He's like at first she's scared of him, and he kind of likes that. It's like, yeah, scared. And then the lady kind of goes crazy. She has a dementia thing going down and kind of locks everybody out. And it's just her and Baxter. And Baxter's kind of freaking out about this. Like, hey, this is, not cool. She's acting weird. So he trips her down the stairs, doesn't really kill her off. But second time's the charm, Tom. And, shit, there's a young couple that lives next door. And they say, hey, will you take old Baxter? Yeah, why not? And he likes it there. The lady plays with him in the yard, and that's all he wants. Some attention. And says she smells better than the old lady did. With dogs, smell's a big thing, Tom. It's a very big thing. Things are going great for old Baxter until this bitch gets knocked up. Squeezes out a kid. Now all of a sudden, they ain't paying attention to old Baxter the way they used to. Yeah, old Baxter set something up, to where the baby can kind of maybe drown accidental like. It's not really Baxter's fault. The parents weren't paying attention. But that doesn't work out. But still, the lady kind of freaks out and doesn't have time for a dog anymore. She just wants to be hyper focused on the baby. So Baxter has to go somewhere else again. gets taken in by a kid that, hey, Baxter likes. Like, hey, me and this kid, we're simpatico, as the Italians say, you know? We're the same. This kid, he's kind of mean. He likes to fucking exercise. He likes to pet me, but this kid, something wrong with him, Tom. He's got this fixation on a man named Adolf Hitler. Yeah. He gets a little girlfriend that he's attracted to because she looks like Eva Braun, old Hitler's girlfriend. And he's like making a bunker for himself in the old junkyard. Old Hitler had a bunker too. And old Hitler had a dog named Goldie. Things didn't end well for Hitler, and this kid just goes crazy. And old Baxter, he's got a conflict of loyalty, instinct, and self-preservation. I'll just say things don't end well for Baxter. It's a fucking weird movie, man. It is not something I don't know if I want to watch it again, but it's really good. I mean, it's just disturbing, because this kid's descent into like fucking evil. And people that say, oh, kids aren't evil, they're just kids. No, they're not. There's kids that are just fucking bad. We all grew up with somebody that we know that was fucking bad, and we knew they were going to end up in prison. We knew they were going to end up killing somebody at some point or doing horrendous shit. Just because you're a kid, hey, and we'll get into some of that later too. But, and just like there's some dogs that are just bad, it's the nature of all living things, I guess. I don't know, man. Like I said, this movie, it just fucking stayed in my mind and made me think of all kinds of shit, fucking Hitler had a dog, man. The fuck,
Yeah. He killed that dog, Joe.
He did.
And who knows? I mean, maybe if you did a little research, you could find out if the dog was bad, but I feel bad for the dog. Tell me he was a piece of shit Jew-hating dog, and I'll say, yeah, fuck that dog.
Right. Yeah, like I said, there's some dogs that are bad. Is Baxter one of them? No, but he's got some bad thoughts sometimes.
Hey, don't we all?
Right. It's a trip. I recommend it. Even I don't like to see bad shit happen to kids or dogs in any kind of movie, but this movie's just so good. I think it needs to be watched. The shit with the old lady at the beginning, that's kind of like, but it gets you to the point where you're like, you get inside Baxter's head. It does a good job of that. It's just a fucking good movie. Yeah. Best of 2020. Oh, it didn't come out in 2025. Too bad.
Yeah. Every Kino sale, I think about getting that one, but I never do.
Well, if you want to watch it, I mean, it may went into the box. Just grab it from the box. But
Trump style.
I'm really undecided on this one, but
watch it again with the commentary track.
Well, see, the commentary track isn't by the guy that directed it, or it would be in French. It's by some audio commentary by filmmaker Mark Savage. I don't know who the fuck that is.
I think Fred Savage's niece.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know.
Or Derek Savage's auntie. Would recommend.
I got this during the Kino sale. I think I got it for like $5 or something. It's definitely worth $5 if they throw out another sale. Then
I will look into it.
Not you, the viewers, you fuck.
Oh, all right then. Well, Joe, speaking of dogs, I watched the hit motion picture Dog Soldiers.
Mhm.
Ooh. Hold on, sorry.
Oh,
Ooh. It kind of looks like the one from the movie. The
it looks like
shape of it's there.
that is a maniac looking dog soldier there.
The head, not the best representation of the characters in the movie or the creatures in the movie, but that's okay, Joe. The hit motion pic. Oh, fuck me. What?
One of the movie maniacs, was that a McFarlane thing?
No, I think it's soda.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. The
Hit motion. Oh, I hit the microphone. The hit. Fuck. Hit motion picture Dog Soldiers. Have you heard of it, Joe?
I have.
You ever see it?
Yeah, I seen it.
Nice.
The same guy that made The Descent.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Not as much as of that goofy shit, thank fuck.
Yeah.
I watch this one every couple years. And this time I decided to watch it on streaming. I think it was Amazon Prime I watched it on. Even though I've bought this movie, I don't probably 3 or 4 times, and I have 2 Blu-ray versions in the old library. But I was like, oh, I'll watch it on streaming. Boy, did it not look good. This is like the worst I've ever seen this movie look. Maybe it's that goofy Scream Factory transfer, but I haven't seen that one in a while. But this probably, if it's not that one, it looks worse. But so don't watch it on streaming. I think Second Sight might have the best one, but what is it? Scream Factory got a hold of another transfer and did another fucking release of it instead of sending the people who fucking ordered the first one better copies or at least a discount or something. But whatever, Joe. The hit motion picture Dog Soldiers. This one, it's about a bunch of blokes and mates. They're going out into the woods doing training exercises, not with like different, size ass beads or plugs or anything like that, but military training exercises. And it turns out they come across a camp where everybody's dead, but this one guy and one of the trainees knows this guy because he's like special ops and he tried out to be in that guy's unit.
Yeah. One of them's hanging right from a tree, just all skinned alive and it.
I
Oh,
think that's Predator.
yeah. Right. Sorry.
So the guy notices this guy and the guy who's all fucked up, the special ops guy, he's a real dick face. When old soldier boy, he was trying out to be in the special ops. He was doing great until this mate said, "Oh, mate, not kill this fucking dog now." "No, sir, I won't do it. No, no." "All right, then, I fucking kill the dog." Discharged. And luckily, they don't show killing the dog. And I forgot that they actually kill the dog in this one. So that sucks, but they don't show it or anything. So it turns out that this guy's special ops unit was attacked by werewolves, Joe. But there was only supposed to be one, but it turns out they were many. They were a legion of werewolves, I guess, Joe. So they're trying to get to safety. This guy's all fucked up. Their fucking commander, leader, whatever, he ends up getting fucked up. And then this lady comes by. He's like, "Oh, everybody get into my fucking car and I'll take you to safety. You can hold upon me pussy at the same time when we get there, yeah? So I mean me fanny." So they fucking all go there and werewolves attack Joe, and it is fucking awesome. Not only is this my favorite werewolf movie, but this is just one of my favorite werewolf movies. No, favorite movies in general. So yeah, shit's great. Like you were saying, it's a lot like Predator. This would make an awesome double bill with Predator. Like if someone has never seen either one of these movies, watch them shits together for the first or one after the other, not at the same time, you fuck. And it'll be fucking a good night, I'm sure of it. Um and if it's not, you're probably a fucking dickhead who I want nothing to do with, because both of those movies are pretty great.
Yeah, so when I first watched this one, yeah, I was like, this is fucking kick ass. This fucking rocks. And I think that's, because I saw it on DVD or whatever. And when The Descent came out, it was like, that's the dude that did Dog Soldiers. I'm going to go fucking watch that shit in the movies. And I did. And I remember watching this Descent in the theaters and liking it. Now we've rewatched those a couple of years back, and doesn't quite hold up. And I just brought up Neil Marshall because I thought after like Dog Soldiers, this guy's got a fucking career ahead of him. He's gonna, Doomsday, and then a bunch of shit I ain't never heard of.
Hellboy.
Well, yeah, the Hellboy that you brought over one time, and we just watched the beginning of, and I know he's done TV shit. I remember when I was watching Game of Thrones, there was one episode that he did that was all action. It was just a big fucking battle, and that was good. But it's like, I guess this guy's film career is like reduced to making lower budget stuff or stuff that's never going to be in theaters again or whatever. So yeah, it's unfortunate he could never recapture that magic, man. Because that movie, yeah, Dog Soldiers is badass.
Yeah, it's definitely the best thing I've seen him do. And the second best would be Hellboy, I guess. It's all right. I know a lot of people hate it, but I think there's cool monsters and creatures and shit in that one. But yeah, I've never seen anything he put out that was fucking badass as Dog Soldiers. Like if you can make mates and blokes seem like badass tough guys, you did something right, because usually you're a bunch of soccer playing moes. But
Yeah.
yeah, Dog Soldiers is good shit.
Oh, that's the thing. The werewolves look good. That's a defining thing. You're making a werewolf movie. Better have a good looking werewolf. A lot of them don't. The majority of them don't. This one does.
Yeah, I mean, they look like human wolf hybrids. They got those fucking like angry fucking wolf faces and shit. And they had dancers play the wolves, so they would have those thin bodies and they can move on the stilts and all that.
Yeah.
They said they didn't. So yeah, it's good shit. And I mean, this figure kind of definitely captures like the dancer type body, if you want to call it that, and shit. You can see like down there would be the stilts, and then their feet right there and the extensions and shit. So I mean, the anatomy on the figure is good. The sculpture of the head isn't the best, but the shapes and everything are kind. But that doesn't matter, Joe. The movie's fucking, I'm gonna say it, terrific. Would I give it a 5 out of 5? No, but 4 out of 5 ain't fucking bad. And even if it isn't a 5 out of 5 movie, it doesn't mean that it's not fucking awesome. Fuck it, maybe I'll change it right now. No, they kill the dog. If they didn't kill that fucking dog, it would have been 5 out of 5. But you almost had me, bloke.
Yeah. Take that, you fucks that say we don't like anything.
Fucking prigs. Oh, shit, Joe. Oh, fuck. I guess I got to talk about this one again. Give me a second. Let me take a hit of this little guy. Hey, Joe. Sorry. Mock me a little more and then we'll start again. Hey, Joe, you're a father.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Father, may I? The hit motion picture. It's not, though. It's not even fucking feature length or close to feature length. It's not even a movie. And if I knew that, I would not have picked it. Ah, fuck. What can be said about Father May I that hasn't been said about, anybody's embarrassment?
Well, I'll tell you this, Tom. They fucked up with the title. It should have been called Say Uncle. Would have been a much better title for it. So yeah, even from at the beginning, from the title, it's fucking, got a lot of misdirection, and I don't mean that in like the magician way. It's just like,
You mean that in a way that there's a lady named Direction in the movie?
I mean that they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
This is an extremely clumsy movie. And boy, oh boy, it's not a movie, Tom. Quit saying it's a fucking movie, because it's not. It's like 55 minutes. It's a short film. We're watching a collection of short films the next 3 weeks. And would you believe me if I told you these are on Tubi? All right. So Uncle Willie's Funhouse. What the fuck is this shit about? A lady's in an abusive relationship. It's just stereotype after fucking stereotype after stereotype. It's shocking how good this movie looks. Not saying like this is the greatest looking film of all time, but for how clumsy and just embarrassing the movie is, it looks a lot better than it should.
Well, you should say a lady with 3 kids is in an abusive relationship, not with the kid's father, mind you. He's in prison, or at least
stereotypes.
Is in prison. Yeah, she's just with some layabout, that when she takes off, I don't know if she's going to work or what. I don't know what she's doing, but she's gone. I don't want these fucking kids in the house. Y'all go outside. Hey, but it's the middle of the night. Get the fuck outside.
Don't put your fucking shoes on. We're here drinking 6-pack tall boys of Old English, dancing with these fucking hood rats. My boy just got out of prison. He's living here. And dude, this fucking fat guy's just dancing with these average broads, and this guy's drinking oldies. Yeah, get him, Smoke.
Smokey.
Yeah. Shit's ridiculous, dude. This dude's a stereotype as everybody in this fucking movie is.
This guy's the best actor in the movie, though. I mean, he probably wasn't acting. It's probably him. That's, hey, just film the dude. Just let it go. Just fucking run the camera. And, it'll do it itself.
Oh, we didn't mention the very beginning of this movie where it's like Black Nutty Buffalo Bill. This fucking idiot. He's like fucking Uncle Willie. He's wearing a wig with lipstick, just going, I'm crazy. Ooh, I'm so crazy. And it is fucking funny. He's falling over the floor, like fucking rubbing himself up and shit. It's just so ridiculous and embarrassing.
Yeah, well, in the beginning, from that, I thought, fucking Tom. I was like, what the fuck is this?
It's pretty wild, and clumsy and embarrassing is like the 2 words that I found to best describe this movie. Not a movie, the short film.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was that scene, that opening scene, something's going on, and Lisa's like doing something in the kitchen, and I just turned to her, hey, I'm watching this for the podcast. You don't have to justify your bullshit to me.
So
For the podcast.
So old girl gets her scruples about her, scoops up her kids, and leaves this gentle fellow. And she moves back in with her mom, and she says, "Don't worry, kids. I'm going to find a new place to live." So everybody's getting acquainted, living there. The grandma's there cooking, old wholesome grandma. And
What
then,
of the special effects with her shiner there, Tom, her black eye?
I mean, it was fine.
Hmm.
It was, there was some fucking color and shit there. It was fine. At least they did that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then Uncle Willie lives there, and oh man, he's just nice. He's so nice, but he looks at you a little too long there, Joe. And so this lady's thinking, oh man, I need to find somewhere to live and get my act together. Luckily, there's new dick across the street. So she gets married to him like 3 days later. And he turns out to be a fucking no good blow addict. And in the meantime, what's going on in the meantime, Joe?
Uh, Uncle Willie, brings one of the young girls down to the basement where his room is, so she can watch TV.
You want to watch TV?
And well, I was drinking when I was your age. Why don't you can have a beer?
Dude, they're keep reusing all these fucking old cans. This shit's crazy. These motherfuckers, all of them. Like, these aren't the fucking greatest houses, they're nice little houses and shit. Motherfuckers who drinks old like these fucking people do would not have these nice fucking houses, dog.
Yeah. So doesn't show anything, thankfully, but it's obvious that he molests the girl, and it's still like, even though they're not showing anything, you're like, oh fuck, that's like, even like low budget, inept filmmaking. That's just not something that ever sits right with anybody that has a fucking I don't know, a mind,
And things like this shouldn't, like, when you're supposed to be taken seriously and shit, you shouldn't start out with the scene you did and then handle everything so clumsily, because it
Mm.
just comes off as an embarrassment.
So yeah, it escalates from there. Uncle Willie's getting closer to the kids. The one girl that he already molested, she's angry now about everything and wants to leave. The mom don't give a shit. She's getting some dick now and dancing. After doing a bunch of blow, they're dancing there in the living room. The ex comes by, doesn't have a real confrontation or anything.
He's all fucked up on old drinking it while he's driving up there, acting like he's drunk. This dude was not drunk at all. Maybe he has never been drunk, but he's drunk acting, and it's terrific.
Yeah, Uncle Willie learned that he was also of abuse. And yeah, so this is fucked up. Old mom, was,
Hey, Willie, get the fuck up here and pound this pussy. You know what time it is.
what time it is, you know what to do. Yeah, so she was
Like, to this day, Uncle Willie is still having to have sex with his mom. He's like a fucking baby, man. This is like Tyler Perry presents The Baby.
so yeah, that's the gist of it. They find out, everybody finds out, and Uncle Willie has no real repercussions, but
He's
old
like,
and the kids leave at the end with the new husband. That's it.
that's not it. Like, Uncle Willie's like fucking crying in a sewer in his underwear somewhere at the end. And then the first girl who got SA'd, as the YouTubers say, she's like, has blood smears on her and looks into the camera and says, "Father, may I?" And it's like, what? What does that even mean?
And the reason they find out about old Uncle Willie, that girl takes a bunch of pills to kill herself.
That shit was so fucking funny.
It was, you know, it was because Uncle Willie too. Hey, she took a bunch of pills. How you gonna believe her? She fucked up.
I'm dying from pills, but Uncle Willie, he touched me funny. Oh. You know, on your review that you did, you were talking down to this movie, but you know, I know that you laughed and you had a lot of good laughs when you were watching this shit. So you can't say that it wasn't entertaining.
The kids, they can't act. None of them. This is some of the worst child acting you've ever seen. Okay, at the end of the movie, you get a
It's
bunch
not a movie.
of the thing. You get a bunch of statistics about abuse, about child abuse. Like all of a sudden, hey, man, this shit happens all the time. It's like, no, not quite like this. Um, it's pretty fucking horrific and heartbreaking. And these statistics you're throwing, they don't belong in this movie.
No, it's like stock footage of like happy white people with all these fucking statistics over it. And it's like, you can't put that kind of shit in this clumsy fucking.
No, yeah.
But that's not all, Joe.
No, not by a long shot. Tell them what happened in Georgia, Tom.
And then after that, there's like, oh, this movie's dedicated to our loved one who was killed by the cops. And it's just like, dog, you can't fucking do that to this movie. Like, did you not like the guy?
Right. Dude, that guy suffered enough. It's like he was killed by the cops. You're going to dedicate this piece of shit to him?
Make a movie about, like, cop violence or, sorry, pig crimes. And yeah, this isn't, I understand dedicating something that you worked on to some people. I've done it before, but yeah, it just like question. I'm not saying anything bad about the guy who died. That's fucking terrible and awful. And I don't know the story. It probably should have never have fucking happened. But you put that at the end of this movie, it's like, were they molested? Is he molesting people? Why would you dedicate this to what the fuck? It's everything is just fucking clumsy and fucked up and nothing was handled right. That being said, I laughed and laughed. And I would recommend watching this if you like bad movies and to giggle at bullshit. I watched this with fucking no beer and I laughed and laughed.
Yeah, just know that it's, just know what it's about. If that shit makes you uncomfortable, or makes anybody in your home uncomfortable, watch it by yourself or whatever.
Yeah, watching it is just like I said when I picked this, like, man, this dude looks goofy as fuck
Yeah.
on the fucking art for the movie. So I'm thinking, did they just make this because the guy looks like a chomo? Hey, I know this goofy, squirrely looking chomo. Fuck. Hey, you make a movie with what you have.
Mm.
And we got
kissmyass.com. That last fucking laugh for some reason is just this. Man, I fucking died.
And this lady who made it, she has a bunch of other video projects on Tubi as well. So
I'm sure they were watching one of them in one scene.
Yeah, because that's what you do, you see.
Yeah, I know. I've seen many an independent films, huh?
Yeah, I would definitely say if you're into fucking bad movies, the so bad it's good shit, check it out. It's not a movie, like I said. There's a few things that I've been watching on Tubi. It's like, fuck, this ain't even feature length. Like, I would never have clicked on it if it wasn't fucking feature length. And there was definitely more story to tell. Luckily, there's 2 more installments. All came out in the same fucking year. Now I know why, because they're not even an hour.
There might be another installment by the time we get to the third one.
Hey, we can only hope.
Oh, we have.
Fuck. Let me ask you this, Joe.
Hey.
You ready to swing into another amazing issue of Spider-Man?
Hey, let me catch you up, though, Tom, on what's been happening in other places. In Marvel Team Up, he's teamed up with the Beast this issue, Tom. And, Hank McCoy, his parents are coming to New York to visit him. Well, it turns out, Tom, his mama's embarrassed of him, ashamed of him. Maybe it was all right when he was just like a monkey-looking dude with big feet, but now he's just a fucking blue, furry, fucking lousy mutie is what he is. And
Get out of here, mutie!
Well, him and Spider-Man's fight Professor Power. That dude's back. And he kicks the shit out of the Beast and Spider-Man's and is about to kill the Beast, but then his mama has a change of heart. Oh no, don't kill my son, my precious Hank. And Professor Power says, all right, you know what? My son just died. I'll give you a pass. And he flies off. They don't get the bad guy, you know? They fucked up. Spider-Man's and the Beast, they suck. Over in Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man's, Boomerang is going to trial. You know, he tried to become a Kingpin's hitman, fucked it up, and now he's in jail. Well, he's going to trial, and there's some guys that are going to break him out. Before they can do that, he breaks himself out, Tom. He's fucking Boomerang, you know? Turns out the person trying to break him out was the Owl. Yeah, the Owl wants to take over the Kingpin shit, you know, have a fucking gang rivalry war, and he's bringing in his new partner, Dr. Octopus. Dr. Octopus says, yeah, you know, your plan, fuck your plan. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to kick your... So they all start fighting. Spider-Man jumps in for some reason and starts fighting everybody. Dr. Octopus escapes. The Owl escapes. Spider-Man didn't even get any pictures. Fucking loser. Again. And then finally, Tom, we got to the one that I was like looking forward to reading because it ended on a cliffhanger last time. You know, the old tarantula, he was turned into a real fucking like monster tarantula. And it's like, I can't wait to see him and Spider-Man's fight. It looks cool. John Romita Jr.'s art has been getting better. Boom. What happens this issue, Tom?
I mean, we get that for about 3 pages.
Yeah.
Then it's back to the fucking Daily Bugle, and we see old fucking Willow the Wisp, and we see the Monster Flyman at the end, and tune in next issue, bitch.
Yeah.
All right.
It's really going to have him fight the tarantula.
But I mean, we get it right off the fucking jump for, you know,
yeah,
a couple pages.
About Romita's art here too. It just doesn't look as good as it did the past 3 issues. I don't know if it's a different inker or what, but for that month, Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man's was definitely the better of all 3 of them. It's becoming the best of them, which you should always put your best shit in Amazing. That's your flagship fucking Marvel title. Well, Fantastic Four is, but it's one of the big ones, you know? I don't know, Tom.
Yeah, I really like the tarantula design, even though it's clearly a fucking fly. It's not a tarantula at all. But yeah, that would be a cool thing to sculpt and bring into like a 3D realm. But yeah, probably will never happen by me.
Well, I think if you go with your plan to start making marionettes instead of masks, that's fucking flagship there. You know.
I'd need another hand to control all those fucking legs and shit.
Yeah.
Have to start using my cock to lift his head up.
Not much there, huh?
Fuck. How dare you? Well, Joe, you know, I think this might be the first and only. But we'll see how it goes. As soon as I listened to the album and thought about it, I was like, yeah, this is probably a bad idea. But Joe, you're the music guy, so take it away.
Yeah, so Tom wants to start doing music reviews, album reviews, like we're fucking Kerrang magazine or Circus or Hit Parader. You know, those were the metal magazines in the '80s. For those of you that don't know,
They
and
were
he
in the 90s and 2000s too.
were they? All
Well,
right.
the two last ones, Circus and Hit Parader.
Yeah, and he wanted to start out with the old. I get some Holy Diver album from the debut album from the band Dio. And this was Ronnie James's Dio's new band after being fired from Black Sabbath. And he said, well, fuck you guys, I'll make my own band. You know, after going through, you know, some time being depressed and like, well, fuck, you know, which he admits and talks about in his biography. And why did you want to talk about this, Tom? What was going on? Like, you just like want to do?
Yeah, I just thought it would, reinvigorate some new life into this podcast, but that's not really what this fucking podcast is about. It was a fucking terrible idea. Hey, you should have shot down, but now we're here.
So this came out in '83, and it is their first and most popular album. But I don't think it features their most popular song. I think "Holy Diver" is probably the most recognized song because that's the video that played on MTV all the time. And the '80s, fucking MTV made or broke a band. You know, it's like you had to have a fucking video in rotation. And he did have two videos for this album, you know, for the two standout songs, you know, Holy Diver and Rainbow in the Dark. And they're silly, you know, they're pretty silly songs. I mean, not songs, but silly videos. But the album itself, okay, if we go through the track list, it starts out with an anthem, you know, Stand Up and Shout. And it's telling you, hey, this is fucking metal, motherfuckers. Stand the fuck up and shout. And that sets the tone, Tom, for the rest of the album. And the next one is, Holy Diver's on this album. So Last in Line. Okay, I was wrong about it. Last in Line, I think, is the most recognizable song from Dio. But Holy Diver.
Yeah, I think Holy Diver is. I would have to say, like somebody who's not in it as you are, I think Holy Diver is more in the zeitgeist.
Well, if you know me, then you definitely know Holy Diver because I'll get drunk and start singing that shit, you know. Yeah, random. It's just fucking great. I don't know. Like you read like these early interviews and Dio saying, "Oh, it's about this being that comes from another planet." To say, he's just making shit up at the time, you know, because I don't know, like parental groups and shit would go after you, churches. So he was trying to make it like give it a positive spin. I don't know what it's about, but it's fucker.
Well, I mean, it kind of has like a, a rise up, get over your shit and be a strong person kind of vibe to it. But, tigers and diamonds and shit. It's just like, all right, I get you, bud.
And that's the thing with Dio. I mean, like this is considered one of the best heavy metal albums of all time. You know, if you go like on any like best of list, it's going to be on there, and it'll be pretty high up. But he's talking about positive shit. You know, in like most all his songs that he did throughout his career, it's about like lifting yourself up and seeing your potential and shit, which is pretty odd for heavy metal. There wasn't a whole lot of bands that's what they were singing about. And then when he's not doing that, it's all about the dichotomy of life, you know, good versus evil, you know, light versus darkness and shit like that, and how everything has to have its opposite and stuff. You know, he read a lot of fantasy, and it comes through in his lyrics.
Yeah, that's really like I get it and it fits in with Dio and all that, but that's really the only thing I don't dig about it because I'm not a fucking fantasy dragon medieval fucking guy. But I mean everything else is great. He's got a powerful voice and I think it was on maybe a Heaven and Hell live in New York DVD or something, like one of the roadies described like Dio and his voice as shit as like an otherworldly sadness. And I was just like, yep, that's it. That's why I like it. And I love sad music. So that's it.
The next track is Gypsy, and this one's not.
Let's go back to Holy Diver because that song is awesome. And that is the first one that I heard. Whenever the fuck South Park first came out, we talked about it before. It's either like the first or second season. Old Dio was on there, and I thought it was just like a goofy joke thing. And I was like, yeah, it's a little bit. They played the song's pretty cool. And then I found out that, like, oh, this is an actual real song and an album. All right. And that's like the only one I listened to for maybe 25 or so fucking years and never bothered to give any of his other music a chance until I met you.
On the very first episode of the DWN's Terrible Horror Crap podcast, this is Tom did this show with another guy, and they called me up because I guess they didn't know what the fuck they were doing, ran out of shit to talk about, and they called me up, and Tom mentioned something about heavy metal. I was drunk at the time, and I said, I remember saying something about, oh, heavy metal died when Ronnie James Dio died. And I started singing Holy Diver because I was drunk, you see. Not that I have to be drunk to sing it. But yeah, so Dio's been represented since the very first episode of this show.
I mean, even before that, fucking like we found out that he died on set of fucking Race War when we were at the bar. So we played like fucking Holy Diver 8 times in a row. And the people at the bar the first time, they were just like, oh, hell yeah, right on. This one's for you, Ronnie, and all that shit. And then it played again. And they were just like, oh yeah, all right, I get it. And then it was just like, oh. But see if I knew anything besides that album. Yeah, that shit is good stuff. Best track on the album, maybe.
Yeah, it depends, you know. We'll get to that. The next one is Gypsy. It's a good song. It's not a very recognizable Dio song, but I still dig it.
Someone kind of like sounds like, I'm not a big music guy, as I said, but his voice kind of sounds like AC/DC in this one.
Yeah, it's got a weird riff to it. So he's doing, I don't know, like a jump back and forth. It's hard to describe that one.
Like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
That's not really how he presents his voice. It's more like that, like he's getting fucked in the butt. That's the otherworldly sadness the guy was talking about.
The next one is Caught in the Middle, which is probably the most poppy sounding song.
It's upbeat.
Yeah, I think, had they put this one like as a single, it would have like crossed over. It would. I think it would have, because there was a lot of shit that had like a more upbeat sound that was getting onto the charts and shit.
But then you buy the album, you're like, oh, none of the other
Right.
songs are.
Yeah, it would have been a misrepresentation for sure. Yeah. And then you have "Don't Talk to Strangers," that's a silly beginning to that song. And every time this song is coming on, if I'm with Roop or Lisa, it's always we'll just turn to each other. Don't talk to
Then you hum in each other's ears.
strangers. I fucking love this song. You get past that silliness, and it's a kick-ass song. It's just, yeah. And kids, don't talk to strangers,
More than that, do
or
not smell the flowers.
or don't take any beer from Uncle Willie.
It's malt liquor, you fuck.
Yeah. And that's side one of the album. If you had a CD, which you didn't at that time, there was no CDs, it was a cassette, so you still had to flip over to side two to listen to Straight Through the Heart. And yeah, this is a fucking banger. His voice on this one just fucking comes straight through the heart.
Yeah, it might be my favorite track on the album. This is one that I've always fucking liked, but it's hard because Holy Diver's good and iconic and all that, but this might be my actual favorite track on the album. Favorite song that he sang? Maybe Bible Black's pretty good. Last in Line is pretty good, and he has some other ones too. Fucking Children of the Sea, whatever the fuck. But this one goes hard as shit.
Yeah, this one, he's really showing his power, the power of his voice. It's fucking, it's impressive every time I hear it.
Makes me think of like spider webs and broken glass for some reason. I don't know why, but.
And then there's Invisible, which again has a very silly intro that goes on way too long. The song starts and it's a good song, but to me, I think it's the weakest one on the album. I mean, it's good, but just compared to everything else on this, it seems weak.
I would agree, sir.
You have your big hit, Rainbow in the Dark. Fuck, this song. I don't have to tell you that it's good. I don't have to tell you anything about it. It's just, and every member of the band has a writing credit on this one. So, yeah, everybody contributed something. They probably all wrote their own little fucking, like Bane wrote the bass. Yeah, and that probably shows why it's so fucking good, because everybody was super invested in it.
It always came out like stuck out as weird that why the fuck would you do this song Rainbow in the Dark when you left that band and shit? Are you trying to, get recognition off of that because this is your first album to let people know and shit? I don't know, it's always came off weird. There's not one called like fucking The Chilling Sabbath or some shit, you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, he did have like some animosity, with his dismissal from Rainbow still, I guess. But some, people said like this is his, shooting the finger to Rainbow.
That makes sense.
Or maybe, yeah, it was a song he was going to use with Rainbow, but I don't know. And then Shame on the Night. I like this song a lot. This is probably become my favorite song on the album. It's like he has a little pause between each line. You know, shame on the night. Shame on you, Tom.
Because of the places and things.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, it's good. I like it. Sorry, my nose is fucking itching like a motherfucker. I gotta scratch it with some blow. I call it sandpaper for the nostrils. But yeah, I don't know. It's just because I come from a different time and a different realm of music. If that's something I would, end the uh the album with. I think you kind of end an album with like kind of a more mellow, somber type thing. Don't hit them with something hard at the end because then there's like, yeah, what's next? Nothing, you fuck. Oh, well, shit. Maybe that's a way to get them to replay it again. Like, oh, yeah, I want to go back and get pumped up. But usually, like the albums I would listen to, they'd always have like a bummer of a song or a more emotional, heartfelt type thing. Like if it would have ended with "This is your life," like that's more of
Yeah.
something that would close out an album, I think.
I think okay, so the 45 that they put out, you know, because people don't want to buy an album, they just want, hey, what's the one that's on the radio? You know, I don't have that 45. I looked it up today, and it's like, oh shit, that's not too expensive, you know, from a lot of people on Discogs. So I'm gonna order that probably tomorrow.
That's the little thing.
Yeah, the smaller album, and the flip side of that one is Evil Eyes, which isn't even on this album. You know, that's on the next album.
Is it Evil Eyes or Evil Lies?
Evil Eyes.
No, I understand, Joe.
And this was the British, like, I guess they didn't do singles, you know, so there's 3 songs on one side, 3 songs on the other, and this one also has like weird listings. Like it's got Rainbow in the Dark, Holy Diver, and then Evil Eyes again, and then Stand Up and Shout. Oh, Straight Through the Heart is on this album.
Right
So,
on.
like a mini album. This is like an EP. So I don't know. It's fucking badass album. Like they're just like fucking bangers throughout. Like I said, there's one song that I personally don't think, you know, stands up to the rest of them, but like I've listened to this album over and over and over, and my favorite on the album has changed, you know, throughout the years. It's changed several times. You know, right now it's Shame on the Night. You know, we do this, talk about it again next year or something, you know, drunkenly in a hotel, then I might say something else.
Did you hear or listen to, I guess it's the same thing, kind of, the Joe remix album?
So one of the tracks came on at like you know, you listen at home I listen to Spotify, but at the shop I have Pandora, and Pandora will just throw shit in your mix, you know, and one of them came on. I don't remember what song it was. Maybe it was Gypsy, but it came on. It's like, what the fuck? You know, that sounds different. You know, what the hell is this? And I went to go look and see what it was, and it was, yeah, that whoever mix. And I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have to order that now because that sounded pretty damn good. You know?
Yeah, it's okay. It sounded just slightly different to me with like a little, you know how they used to have the songs where you hear like them talking a little bit before the song actually starts? Like a lot of them had that and kind of like a little bit of a different fade out ending.
Yeah.
But just for me, it didn't sound too terribly different because if I think remix, I'm thinking like something completely different, not it's no kind of here and there.
Yeah. So yeah, I listened to his version or his mix, I guess, of Rainbow in the Dark, and that didn't sound much different at all. you know. But yeah, that I think it was Gypsy that is like, fuck, that's yeah, buy that album, fucking prick. There was also a like an anniversary CD that I don't have that like the last tracks on that are an interview, is an interview with Dio, and maybe I can find that shit just on YouTube or something, listen to it, so I don't have to. What the fuck am I gonna do with a CD? You know?
Put it on a shelf.
Yeah, yeah. Well, people got VHS concerts of Dio and shit like that, so I've got a VHS player, kind of like the Blu-ray player I have. Uh, but yeah,
Yeah, solid album for sure. It would probably make my top 10 if we were redoing it because I always think about how shitty my top 10 albums list that we did are. And that would be severely different if we did it now. But
yeah.
yes, solid album.
Yeah, if you ever hanging out with me and I'm playing the music, Dio is gonna come up, and I probably have every song on this album on my playlist. So yeah, it's a fucking great album.
Well, you wanna do this again next week or
But we'll talk about this after we sign off, folks.
all right. So if you got your shit, I guess load up the chat, see if there's anything worth talking about or give the shout outs, and then I'll get back to work.
All right. Yeah. FGP says hello. Hello, FGP. Thanks for being on. Shock Zone J828, the Hordecast Live. All right. Corey Hatfield, and McCoy. Thanks to all of y'all for listening. I'm sorry we don't respond to the chat all that much, but we've got enough distractions. But we do appreciate you guys and anybody else that listens to our bullshit.
Are there any comments worth a shit or you can't see them? I thought
Well,
you brought up the laptop. That's the only reason I'm asking.
yeah. Hordecast Live. Hey guys, it's Teresa. Do you remember the Three Ninjas trilogy? I loved all of them as a kid. Hey, you know what? That's a good idea. Maybe we'll watch those sometime soon after we get. I might be tired of watching kids in movies after the next couple of weeks, so we'll see. We'll see. But that shit,
Is that the one where Hogan's in one of them?
I think he's in the last one. Yeah, like Three Ninjas fucking attack Space Mountain or something. I don't remember.
Like my brain's so rotted with fucking bullshit that I always, when someone says Three Ninjas, I automatically think of Pocket Ninjas with Robert Sadar. It ain't, it's different. Fucking, that was like back when Walmart had those bins of like paper sleeve DVDs for $1. And they had a blue ninja and a yellow ninja on the cover. Ooh, Mortal Kombat, right? No.
Mm-mm.
Terrific. All right. I guess we're fucking off and the comments can go jump in the lake. Everybody.
Aside from people saying, "Hey, what's up?" Okay. J828 says your Street Trash 2024 review was spot on, mate.
Well, thanks for watching it, man. I appreciate it. Run out to Vinegar Syndrome and buy that terrific new Blu-ray that I'm sure is reasonably priced. Sure money. All right, man. Hope everybody has a great 2025 and life in general. It's crazy. We're already 7 days into this shit. I'm freaking out like, oh, I gotta get stuff done. But hey, dwnproductions.net, masks, bus, props, custom work. If you want to see the art that I do and maybe purchase some, head over there. If not, it's all right. But you should head on over to Fast Custom Shirts. Why?
Because we have a lot of shirts and so many that I'm sure you find something that like, hey, fuck, I like that movie, or God damn, that's a funny thing that he put out there. And yeah, and they're reasonably priced, you know. And yeah, and we're adding more shit, more and more shit. And I'm even revising some old shit of designs I didn't like, so I'm changing that around. 2025.
Everybody, get out there, kick some ass. Hopefully, we'll be back next week to talk at you and all that shit. And until then, boy, God.
Thanks for checking out the show. We hope you dug it, baby. If so, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe and let us know down below. Support Tom and Joe by heading over to bwnproductions.net and fastcustomshirts.com. Until next time.